Alright.
Okay.
Probably should start. Okay.
Shh. It's story time. Okay. Okay, so now, so this is a story not just about what my entire channel is about. Of course, that is what it is, but it is to explain about. Now me and my friend here and a few other friends, we do Discord roleplay, and you know how roleplays go. You know, their stories and stuff. They're fun games, everything like that. This is a special kind of story to explain really what the channel is about and who the Elementalists are, and what are the characters and true personalities behind the people who play these characters. Some who you've not met yet, but some I'm sure that in due time you will get to meet, and you'll get to see the personalities of course. So far you've met me, you've met Shadow, you've met Dragon over there, my best rec room buddy Dragon. Say hi, Dragon.
Hi, Dragon.
See, there you go. This is what I'm saying, like, our actual personalities, we joke around and everything, but okay, that happened, okay, it's, okay.
Oh God! Jesus!
Back to the story.
You gotta turn it off. Put that away. Yeah, this is big brain time.
Yeah, I gotta remember everything. Sorry.
I do like turn around. Do you have like this brain the size of a galaxy?
The ultimate headbutt. Shadow goes flying.
Le butt.
Okay, being real.
Okay, yeah.
So let's start off about who the Elementalists are, and I'm gonna have my buddy Dragon here help explain for anything I don't say. But I am the leader and head owner of this group in operation called the Elementalists. Now let's start from the very beginning. So about a year, 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, I used to play PS3 a lot. PS4 wasn't my deal. I didn't have money for PS4. I played PS3. It was the next best thing. Online games were fun, everything. I had got connected internet. Now, I would not explain the full PS3 story, but I will explain that today, there was a time when I came on there. There were several different members that got involved with this little concept. There was people like CJ, there was a guy named Arid, I think. There was Sale, who's still a prime member of today. There was Athena, there was Grim, there was Cameron. That's not the main thing that I'm here for. That's all another time. That's more on the backstory of the Elementals, the older story. We're talking about the new story. Now, before the true time start of the Elementals, to bring it back to life, was me and Athena. We used to role play in.
God dang it!
I'm keeping that.
It was so quiet for so long, and then it had to be a balloon deflating.
I can't do this.
I'm legit on the floor. I'm on the floor.
Okay, alright. Okay, so calm down, man. Okay, back to what I was saying. It started off with me and Athena role-playing in the DMs, okay? It was, different kinds of role-plays that mainly dealt with the Elementalist. Of course, we didn't use any of the Tupper bots or anything like that, because, it was DMs and everything. We still had an Elemental server for all of us to text each other and get connected in. And what we did have a roleplay section, but it was simply called roleplay, just one little room dedicated to complete roleplay. Well, our server expanded. We've added more rooms, more locations, everything. It's a huge server it's more set and built, since the time has progressed. And it continues to get updated with more ideas that we get. So, I'm coming to tell you about one roleplay in particular, one that really was emotional, to show you just how connected we all are into the roleplay and how connected we all are in real life. I consider the Elementalist a family of its own, a family of all of us. And let me tell you, I mean, we just got a new member just now, and they already fit in just perfectly. Now, this is... This time, I won't be able to explain everything. The only sad thing about this story is that I like to keep our rooms, and I don't like to purge our messages just in case we want to look back on old times. The one time we can't is look back on how this roleplay happened, and that is because we had an unfortunate event for one member who got fired. Not accidentally, he intentionally deleted our training room with all the messages in it. So everything from that point on got deleted, and that still irritates me to think about. So I try not to think about it. But we put the training room back in. We've texted in a lot, so we still got some information in there, but not all that. But anyway, this is a role play about the real darkest day, the real downfall of the Elementalist, but only in storyline. And yet they're back again, but I'm talking about probably the saddest and most emotional role play we've had. Now, there was a role play when our CEO of role-playing, Athena, I had ended up, dying in the role-play and had it made it very emotional, especially for me. That had to be the second saddest time in the role-play. The saddest time starts off a little bit like this. So, as far as I remember, Dragon, help me out with this one. As far as I remember, we were on the ship at the current time. Everybody was there. I think Kate and Devin were not involved in this role-play at the time.
No, Kate was. It's just she was gone. So basically, we defeated Brad. Brad was defeated.
Brad was defeated and just completely annihilated. But along with that, it took Shadow's life within it. And then the next thing is that I think EXE. I think it was the day that Athena was also fighting EXE. Am I correct? She was. Or she had just finished off EXE, something like that, and her power. Her power is... Now, I'll explain what Supercharge, Mega Charge, Ultra Charge, and Overcharge, all that stuff is later in another time. But right now, that she had Supercharged in the roleplay. It was the thing that Scorpion could do, but he had control of. She had no control of. So when she Supercharged, her power surged completely haywire, and it disabled the core of the space shuttle that we considered our home that was in space.
We went crashing...
Nope. I got it. I'll let you know. Hang on.
Okay.
As the ship's core had failed to catch back online, the ship had lost control in orbit and had somehow managed to fall down to the Earth's atmosphere and crash down in an urban jungle. We all wake up, starting off with the first death of this storyline. Well, actually a second, because Shadow was killed off, but along with Brad. Brad is the villain, a version of Shadow at that time period. We have this... so it starts off with our second death of the roleplay. As we crash down, most people are very almost unconscious, a little bit injured, a little bit confused, and scared and worried. Now, I will explain a little bit more backstory before we get to the second death. Before all this happened, the calls of Brad, the calls of the rebirth of Brad, the one key element to this entire destruction of the Elementalist comes down to a lethal syringe with which you can consider a lethal injection of this black unknown substance that we just call the black goop. Now, within this, me and Shadow were asked to test it because we needed to find more about it. As Athena had tested the syringe, she ended up tearing herself apart, ripping off body parts, ripping off her tail because she's an anthro figure, and
I was the first one to be tested by it before you guys.
Right, and then the next person to be tested was Dragon, and Scorpion was extremely pissed at Athena and tried to stop, as Dragon was a new member, tried to stop these experiments on Dragon, as Dragon did not deserve any pain or harm done to him, and Athena had gone mentally psycho. I attempted to stop her, but my attempts came to a fail. And Dragon got infected with this stuff, and but first, I think you were immune to it, weren't you? That was the only difference from us. I know we even thought about this. You're immune to it. You weren't killed off by the substance. You were injected way before us. You're still infected with it, and you have no.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I still don't, and I don't know that I have it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even think about that. That's a key feature right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get back on that later.
But,
Now, after
we'll
Dragon
talk about that.
after Dragon was infected, now we'll show you maybe at the end of this video what we kind of used for the idea of his infected form, stuff like that. But after Dragon was infected, he became much of a black goopy monster, or somewhat of that half figure, half human, and then half goopy and everything. And didn't have
the corruption took over me at one point.
Yeah,
and it was a
corruption, and he went haywire. Of course, it finally settled down, and he managed to calm himself and taking better control of it.
But it required the thing of ripping the creature in half and me falling out of it like a baby.
Right. So, so with that, we have the next injection. The 2 injections that led to deaths, and these the real destruction of the Elementalists was these 2 injections. Shadow and Scorpion's injection. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Shadow. I think it was either Scorpion or Shadow. I think it was me.
It was you first, and then Shadow.
No, it was
Shadow had to drink it.
Shadow was the one that drank it.
Yeah, Shadow was the one who drank it. You were the one who just injected it.
Right. I said it couldn't be consumed. I said it had to be injected into me, that I could not consume it. Because if I consumed it, it would go straight down to my stomach and then come out as garbage. Yeah, technically speaking. And I would technically be fine. But being literal, I'd probably have a bad stomach ache and a bad case of diarrhea, though. Anyway, so then we have Shadow who consumed it, which this brought Brad. This caused his evil form to come out and caused Brad. Brad was killed. We finally had to take down. I remember something which with what we got inspiration from Undertale Gaster, but we call him Darkfall Gaster. Why? Don't know. Just a character that exists.
Because logic.
Because logic. Yeah, because yes, that you're saying, but I don't care. Anyway, hang on, let me take a drink of my water here. Hang on.
Oh, I gotta get. Yeah.
Alright, so with that, we have Scorpion's injection. Now, no, Shadow consumed it. Scorpion said that it had to be injected, that it could not be somewhat transmitted through consumption for some apparent reasons. I don't know. I think that's how it went. Well, as he injected, it went straight into his veins, causing the immediate effects came a few seconds later, when that started making his veins black, and it also caused him to become a black monster such as Dragon, except the corruption took fully control of him. It looked like that Billie Eilish when she had that black stuff coming from eyes, or Killer Tail Sands, and it was almost like a Bendy and the Ink Machine kind of goopy monster, almost, and he was completely taken over by it, and Dragon was doing the best he can by locking up in a containment cell, which he somehow managed to escape. Dragon had to handle Scorpion by trying to keep up with Scorpion was watching Dragon from the vents and from different locations, and eventually Dragon came upon Scorpion, which, because Scorpion and Athena have the same or somewhat similar blood types, the same events happened with Scorpion as did Athena. So when Dragon came upon finding Scorpion in the trading room, he had nearly lost it, gaining half his human form back, but started ripping himself apart, ripping off limbs and things like that, just to make the pain stop, apparently, or something like that. I don't know. As with that, he finally passed out, and he was half cured, or at least we thought he was full cured. That, sadly, was not the case. Now, this is what happened first, I think. I think what came later was Brad. The whole destruction of Brad and Shadow. With that, Scorpion and Athena and Shadow were fighting in the void, and as they were fighting in the void, Athena had finally taken down Brad and needed a final finish off, which Scorpion had created a light thing, because he's Shadow. Even though he had light element in him, he's more dark element. So with that, Scorpion had created a light portal or something that would disintegrate Shadow. With that, he created that in the void, and with that, Athena completely erased Shadow and Brad. Within the next step, Athena had supercharged out of either emotion, rage, or something like that. Who knows what it was. But as she supercharged, it caused the core to fail, and we crashed in that urban jungle back to where we are with the second death of the story. The second death happened to be Fell, a character who was inspired by the knowns of the game Underfell, which is a fan-made game of the 2015 game Undertale. His style came from this game, and it was an inspiration. And this character is an overall, like, somewhat of a suspicious character, but with a stern attitude and somewhat with a deep, heartwarming
he was
emotion.
Like a brother to Scorpion.
Yeah, and that is that he was the brother of Scorpion in the storyline. Now, Scorpion's real name in the storyline, but he was the brother. But anyway, in the storyline, Scorpion's actual name is Jason King Garsala, and his name, Fell's name, was Blake Keir Cliff. I made up the names, but the reason being, I think it was different father, same mother, different father. I don't know. I haven't figured out the story part yet, but it doesn't matter. That's a story for another time. Anyway, with that, this is a reference. It is sad, but it is a reference to a previous time that Fell had experienced the same events. Something about, now this is something we'll get into later, but it's referencing the same events that happened to Fell before, about a company called Sayla, which I'll get into on another storyline time with Dragon or something, or someone else. And with that, there was a company that steals powers from people who have powers, thinking that they can make the universe a better place and that they deserve the powers and that they are more responsible with it and everything. And they torture people and they ruin them and they kill people, and it's bad. They're a bad company. But with that, it's around the time when Heather, or Athena, was saved from Sayla, and with that, the ship I think it was 7347. I think that's the name of it. It was either 7437 or 7347. It was a ship number. I can't remember.
It was 7437.
7437? Okay. Well, with that ship...
Watch Athena say 734.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, the ship crashed down because Scorpion and Fell had finally... they were leaving Sayla because they were with them at one point, not fully understanding the operation they were in. So with that, they ended it. They completely... They took down the ship with them, and they took Athena with them. What the sad part about this was, Athena was in hiding at the time. Scorpion was perfectly fine. He got up from the crash with just maybe a few scratches and bruises. Well, sadly for Fell, he did not die, but sadly for Fell, within the ship crash, the ship had got onto him and it crashed, and when he crashed, he got impaled by ship metal and everything like that. Of course, Scorpion managed to save him. He got out alive and he recovered. Now, back onto the actual set.
Wasn't I impaled by it too?
You weren't on ship 7437. Dragon, you weren't even in the storyline by that time. That was way before even Shadow or, Sail or anything like that.
When we got crashed onto Earth?
No, now we're back to that. And no, you weren't impaled. It was Fell. Let me get back. Let me tell the story.
I got stabbed.
Something, who knows. Anyway, back to Fell. Fell had gotten impaled by ship metal yet again. This time, there was no saving him. He was stuck and he was dying. And of course, he was sitting there, and Athena was crying, sitting next to him, and Scorpion was off leaned up against a tree and worried about him and everything like that. And Fell. Now, what's brutal about it, which is what scared the living hell out of me, because Jesus Christ, Athena, stop being so descriptive. You could have pulled out a Glock 17 and popped him in the head with it. No, you had to take out a katana and mercy him by slashing him 17 times and then cutting off his head in the end of it. That's not mercy. That's just dark.
In this world, is kill or be killed.
Well, with that, Fell's death. Next came, we're down to 3 remaining members on the ship at the time because of the time of the roleplay. These remaining members happen to be Dragon, Athena, and this is somewhat aggravated with the mere roleplay because of internal jealousy and strong emotional connection with the roleplay, and I can't explain that to you guys. And Dragon, I have forgiven him and Athena for what you did.
You're still gonna kick my ass one day. I'm waiting for it.
Yes, I'm waiting for that day too, where I get to kick your ass a second time for stealing my girl. Back to the roleplay.
You have a way to go, guard dog. For God's sakes.
Yeah, now I do. But it was a joke, dude. Chill. Anyway, well, we have to the point where it's now down to 3 people. And it became nighttime, and you have a campfire that was made. Scorpion, Dragon, and Athena were there. Athena was being taken over, and she was losing her mind, losing her shit because of the black goop. She had this evil form that was crazy and scary and everything. And with that, it got only worse. Eventually, and now Scorpion and Athena were in a relationship still at this time, and you'll find out later on how they split. But at this time, Scorpion did have an amulet that was given to him by Athena. He connected himself to this, or his last remaining spirit, when he died. Now, this, truthfully, if Dragon had not saved us, thank you. I'm sorry for accusing you of something bad, because you did the only thing you could do. Anyway, is that...
Yeah, I forgot to mention the problem with going back with time. It has like a 75% chance to cause a time rift. And that 75% chance
happened. And that's how we came up with the alt idea. The idea of the alt storyline characters, or like the characters that were in swap places.
But we got rid of them.
Yeah, well, they're not dead. They're just... two of them are dead. Those are the reincarnations of Dragon and Shadow, considering their power levels did not match. That's the part of the storylines that didn't match up. The ones that remain is the Water Athena, the Ice Scorpion, and then the Fire Queen. Or Fire Sail, you know.
Enya.
Yeah, her.
I thought she was gonna name it Elas, like sail backwards. Alright,
Alas! Mateys.
Elas!
Okay.
Elas, mateys! What the frick are you doing on my ship?
Okay, now.
Anyways.
Back to the roleplay that we're talking about. I'm not actually roleplaying, but anyway. So we have with this it was very emotional for us being in it, because we were so connected to our characters and each other, and you have this moment where you got so much stuff going through your head, and it's not real, but it feels so real because you get into the motion of things. And this is where
roleplay can get emotional if you think.
This is where Athena tells something to Scorpion, and it's sad because Scorpion remains to his term. He calls himself the unkillable. He calls himself the leader of the Elementals. He calls himself the king of the Nether. He calls himself the Lord of the Nightmare. Let me finish. The Lord of the Nightmares and everything.
The unkillable. I'm sorry.
I'm holding up the middle finger in real life right now.
I am too.
Anyway. With that, Athena had to tell him that injection that he had, it was not curable, and that he was slowly dying at that minute. He was actually on the edge of dying right there. And it was at night, and he was freaking out, and he was telling Athena that, I'm like, oh, here, let me do a Scorpion voice and passion. He's like, this is impossible. I cannot die. I am the unkillable. I'm the king of the Nether. You can't kill me.
From a tree. And then like over here from a tree. You're scared, dude!
Shut up. This is supposed to be emotional. Stop it.
I know. Sorry.
And it's like, I cannot die. You can't kill me. What the hell do you mean that I'm dying? I cannot die. You know, like that. I mean, and it's emotional, and he loses his shit like he's going crazy. And eventually he gives up. He knows there's nothing to do. And he sits there next to the campfire, and Athena starts to get the Dragon, I think, pulls close to the campfire on his side of it, falls asleep, and with that, a Scorpion lays, I think, lays his head in Athena's lap, or lays against Athena, which is his girlfriend at the time, or technically, I think it's fiance, because technically, because he had proposed to her, but they didn't get married. They never did get married. But at the time, Scorpion laid up to her and was dying, and with that, she fell off to sleep, and he fell off to sleep with her, but he had a note that he had written, and he left it on him, along with the amulet. And so now I can't remember what the note says, but have to go back into it. I can't remember everything the note says, but to summarize it, when Athena woke up, you had your third death. Scorpion was eliminated from it. And that was the only death that you had, because Dragon and Athena was still remaining alive. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, if you guys are wondering, I wonder if there is some kind of music that could fit this story or fit that role-play moment, what would be the best thing? Lucas King Megalovania. The sad Megalovania. The Lucas King Megalovania. Not the sad Megalovania that's made by some other people. I'm talking about the Lucas King Megalovania. The sad one. Not Megalovania Dark. I mean the sad Megalovania version made by Lucas King.
There's a Megalovania called Y question mark.
Yeah, no, it's not Y. It's not the Y Megalovania. It's the Lucas King Megalovania. That's what we had playing with the music bot Groovy, and it made us emotional. It made it worse. You had the quiet sound of rain in the background because it was running in the role play, and then you had this stuff going on and everything, And when with that, Scorpion was dead. He'd left a note for Athena to tell Athena that he loves her and that, something else. I can't remember what he said, but it was very emotional. And with that, he told her to take the amulet. He had transmitted his soul into the amulet, and now the amulet changes colors depending on emotion. And with that, we're off with the remaining two, Dragon and Athena. This is some part that actually made me jealous IRL, but I can't explain that. That's something for a different time. This leads on with Athena, and now I think Dragon was really weirded out by it, but at the same time, I couldn't change anything that was going on.
Yeah, I was really weirded out by this, but it had to happen, dude.
Why did it have to happen? Why do you still believe that it had to happen? That face, though.
Just party up real quick. Party up real quick.
Are you gonna kill me?
No. Alright, why are our names...
I dropped the ball. Okay, so back with that, we had these two. Now, if you're wondering what music fits this moment, hang on. We had another character known as Vengeance Scorpion, or Vengeance, or Scar, as we call them. Later on, they finally leave the jungle, Dragon and Athena. They leave the jungle off on an adventure. They make it to an old town. Now, this is where I introduced my other OC that you guys know as Gatorman. Now, I used it as a joke at first off, and I was like, nah, I'm kidding. But they were like, yeah, sure, this is actually, that'll actually work for, this old crazy town. Of course, with that, you had people that were in there that were,
drunk off their ass.
Yes, and they went into the saloon and everything. They were drunk off their ass and trying to mess with Athena. Now, Dragon being Dragon, he tried to protect her, along with Scorpion being aggravatedly pissed because he could see the amulet that she had was glowing red. It started blinking red and everything, showing that Scorpion was pissed at the people. Now, with something about the feature of the amulet, the wearer of the amulet, and whose ever soul is connected to it, with that, if the person goes to sleep, then that person can talk to the person whose soul is transmitted to the amulet. This is what Athena did from time to time. With this, after the whole bar situation and the bar fight and everything like that, they get out and everything's fine. Now, I introduced I'm not going to say my actual name because that's private information.
After we ate a human.
Huh?
We ate a human.
I don't remember that.
We ate a human.
I remember. Yep, I remember. Was it the bartender?
No, some random drunk dude that we took in the back.
Anyway, they had bad alcohol. They didn't like any alcohol they had. Anyway, we move on to... Now, here's a good thing. Now, after this, they go to a hotel or a motel or something. They take an upstairs room. And while they meet at the desk, the IRL me. I use this as another joke. The IRL. I'm not telling my real name, but I played as myself, sitting there at the counter, working there at the hotel as like a teenager about 14 years old. Told them where the room was upstairs. They take the room upstairs. Now, Scorpion gets a little bit aggravated at this, both in roleplay and outside of roleplay. I want to talk about it. Depressing times. Is that eventually I think Athena was laying on the floor, and then Dragon was offering her the bed or anything. I don't know. Dragon went on the bed. Athena was on the floor. And while Scorpion, she had somewhat fell asleep, and Scorpion was talking to her with the amulet, and she wanted to ignore Scorpion or anything about Scorpion with the amulet. So she had crawled in the bed with Dragon. No, did they not do the deed? Shut up, people. You dirty, sick fucks. No, they did not. They just laid in bed.
Of a cuddle.
I'm going to kill you. I am going to kill you.
Oh, God.
Okay.
But seriously, though.
Yeah, but seriously, they did.
All Athena did was just, rest her head on my chest. That's all.
Your decent chest. Your chest that is almost good as Scorpions. Moving on.
Okay, no,
Anyway, moving on. It's just a joke, Dragon. Anyway, moving on. We have what we consider... Now, here's a good song. Now, I don't know if I can tell you the exact name of the videos. I think the two songs... what was it called? It was a zombie apocalypse song. It was a zombie apocalypse rock song called Gone. You can find it on YouTube. It's made by these people who make it was an apocalypse song called Gone. There's also another one, apocalypse rock music called Empty. These two songs are really good for it. You'll have to find it. So what we use this for when they were traveling down in the car... they were using Vengeance car. Vengeance had came upon them to find out the news, and he offered them his apocalypse-style muscle car, Which, with that, he gave the keys to Dragon. Athena sat in the passenger seat. Dragon drove it. Paying attention to the road, Athena had rolled off to sleep in the front seat after they had left the hotel and everything. With that, she was talked to by Scorpion, and Scorpion apologized for his idiot actions and was the heartwarming part of his side kicking in. And with that, she understood, and eventually she woke up. And this is where them two, both Dragon and Athena, end up at the lab. Now, at the lab, at first, they end up at a cliff. I think it was a cliff with, like, water down in it.
No, an ocean.
I thought it was a cliff, like it was a big canyon cliff off the, like a desert, and it was like,
okay, we're
cliff.
here.
And then there's the ocean of water down there, and there's like, there's no bridge, or the bridge was broken, and it was like, we gotta jump.
There's no
bridge.
With that,
there wasn't a bridge, and with that, y'all had to jump in the water because the lab was underwater, down deep underwater. And with that, you guys made it to the lab. And here comes the final conclusion of how they solved everything. With that, Dragon and Athena boot up a time machine that is inside Athena's lab.
No, she gave me a syringe with the time element in it.
Time crystal. Time crystal. Because you knew how to work with that stuff for some reason. And with that, you powered up almost, while sitting in a chair, powering up some kind of crystals and a machine with you being a time element. And you finally did it, and you did the one thing that sparked everything back. With that, you guys reverse timed and leaped into action, stopping Scorpion and Shadow from taking the injection.
No, I'm the one who did it all.
Right.
Leaped into action by throwing the fireball at the fireball.
With that, Scorpion looked down and like, what the hell? Like, what? We're just trying and
I'm like over here like.
Oh no! Wasn't it that we somewhat had our memories, like we had partial memory of what happened?
No, and all you guys' memory was erased during that time because you all were dead. I was the only one. Me and Athena were the only one who had the memory of what happened.
Right, we'll just go with that. And with that, everything was returned to normal. Now, I'm not going to explain the Scorpion's the raging outburst of something that happened. Now, with the time of something happening with Dragon, Athena was taking care of Dragon, blah, 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 and eventually she got connected to Dragon and lost interest in Scorpion.
But this was after the something happened to me, which I'm not going to explain because this is about all of us.
Yeah, and with that, we had the whole Scorpion Rage outburst, I think, because he felt ignored and went fucking haywire.
And this was the fake. This was when you introduced a new character.
No, let me finish. Scorpion went haywire, and with that, you guys went to Earth to hide from me. When I came there, I ate something, and then I flipped out, and then
I almost killed me.
And then with that, Athena just yelled out, "We're done," everything like that. And with that, Scorpion immediately stopped his whole rage and then fell to the ground and passed out, probably from emotional, pissed at himself actions.
Then I teleport back to the bar, all wounded, and I look at Scorpion. You and Athena are broken up. And you're like, what?
With that, I ignored it, and I was actually emotional about it in real life, and I begged for about 2 to 3 days of Athena, and like I was begging, and I was like, can you change this? And even he had a conversation with Dragon. This is what really tugged at my heartstrings. You said, no, did happen? You're like, no. Dude, first of all, you were a new member at that time. Since when do you make shit happen? Since when were you the one in control?
Since when were you the one in control? Slap. Underpants, my favorite. Undertale underpants made by Sir Palo. Anyways, continue.
Right. And with that was the end of that big event. Now, that's not the only thing. You have to think about our real personalities as our characters. Now, we joke around about Scorpion, Gator Man, Dragon, or Alexander. Alexander, the king of the end, Scorpion, the king of the nether. You guys all call me
Dragon, so I should probably change my name back.
I call you Drago as a shorten for Dragon.
I'm actually just gonna keep Alexander, just so I have a real name like you guys. God dang.
Chill out, dude. Jeez. Alright, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is that story. It's a pretty heartwarming and somewhat saddening story. I don't know how many of you are crying now, but with that, now I know that I'm going to have to edit this video. With that, we're going to switch over to some short bloopers. Now we did...
Wait, hold on, we're going to do a transaction.
Wait. Dang it, you're going to have to restart it. Hang on. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to, I know I'm going to transition to the bloopers. I'm not going to do cocaine mode transition with, explosion again. Excuse me, I thought that was funny.
We are going to do something else, though. I like a Kenji. I missed. God dang it, I'm bad at aiming. No, you're supposed to come here, Okay, hold on.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to transition to the bloopers of trying to set this whole thing up. Hello, Dragon.
I like a Kenji. Okay.
Well, there's Dragon up there looking through the telescope. I just have this bubbly here with me because, you know, why not?
You got something from the bar before you came here.
Yeah. Ah. Dang it.
Oh, hey.
How's it going?
Probably should have popped the cap open before you started the video, but okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Will this just fall through the floor? I don't think this is an actual object, is it?
Yeah, that'll just fall through the floor. Yeah. Just hold it. Just hold it. Hold on, I'm gonna get mine actually. We're doing this. But I'm gonna drink. Okay, fine.
This is my last one. Don't touch it.
I'm not going to.
This is mine. You've got yours. So. Yeah. Well, God
dang it!
I'm gonna keep moving on because I want the people to see our actual humor in this one.
I know.
They need some kind of humor before the depressing times. So, do you want to sit down, Dragon? It's story time. Sure. It's.
Okay. I've been staring at the stars for a while.
Did you see any constellations?
No, not yet.
I
did see shadow blow up another planet, though. It was normal.
That's pretty normal.
Typical shadow, don't you think?
Want a drink?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I'm gonna slowly drink this. I'm not gonna drink it real fast.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so
it's actually bubbling too, if you see it really closely.
Fizz. It's a good drink.
This looks like soda. Oh, but
Don't do it. Don't. Just when you're done with it, just gently.
Yeah, I'm kidding. No, screw this.
What happened to the other one?
It broke.
So you broke it while there was drinking. Oh no, you're drinking it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now being real, sorry. This is a very special story time to kind of explain what the channel is about. It's. Do you mind? I'm trying to tell a story.
God dang it! We're so bad at doing this!
But it's the funny part. It's content. But
God dang it! I keep spilling my drink. Alright, continue. I'll just mute my mic. God dang it!
It's too fucking funny, though. Here.
Stop!
Okay, alright, being for real. Hang on, I need to... My God. Okay, alright, that's enough. We need to finish the drinks.
Yeah.
I knocked my bottle of water off my table. Okay, enough of that. Item finished. We good now, right? We good? I swear to God, if you start crunching in the middle of this story, I'm going to murder you.
I'm kidding.
Okay, this... You know, now being real, people, Should I restart this?
Yeah. Yeah. Just start.
I'm saving this as a clip though. This is funny.